If you're struggling with sciatica and you're tired of doing the same traditional stretching and foam rolling exercises that don't really work for that long, this video is for you. Today I'm going to share with you a very simple but also very easy routine that can give you significant reduction in your symptoms of sciatica or piriformis syndrome. Typically when we see issues with sciatica, there's a lot of tightness on the back side of the pelvis. So tissues back here are in a shortened position in most cases. Like the piriformis, this muscle runs from here to the femur, so when it gets tight, it closes off this space. And other tissues also typically get associated with that into a shortened position. So what we need to do is put our pelvis in a position to open up space on the backside of the pelvis, decompress muscles like the piriformis, and by extension, take stress off of that sciatic nerve. So a lot of the exercises we're going to be doing are going to be promoting hip internal rotation because the piriformis is an external rotator in many cases. All right, so to go through this little sequence, all you're going to need is a pillow, you're going to need a foam roller, and some towel rolled up. Maybe that's a beach towel, a shower towel, multiple hand towels rolled up together, but you want it to be somewhere around this thickness, maybe a little bit less depending on what is comfortable for you. Now this first one is going to require all of these things. So we're going to get into a 90-90 side lying position just to start off in a nice, easy way to decompress our hips and start to create a little bit more space for the back of our hips to open up. So what we're gonna do is in a 90-ish degree bend of both our knees and our hips, we're gonna have this foam roller from our knees down to our feet. And then we're going to place some of those hand towels rolled up underneath the uppermost portion of the top of the side of the hip. So what I'm talking about is this portion of your pelvis, this exact point right here is on the towels compressing into that, which is going to create opening of the backside of the pelvis. So there's a way we can modify this in a second with the assistance of a partner, but you just want to find your body weight on that, and it should feel like it's pressing down into that. Now, towels can be helpful for this, or you can use something maybe a little bit more firm if you want, but whatever's comfortable. Whatever the case is, just make sure you're totally relaxed. Then place that foam roller in between your knees and also your feet. Now, step one is just to sit here and breathe. In through your nose, out through your mouth, making sure there's no tension in your body whatsoever. And as you exhale, you're gonna feel a little bit of your side abs engaged. Now, this is a key that's going to be carrying over to other exercises. So when you exhale fully and feel those side abs engaged, hold a little bit of that as you inhale through your nose gently. You're gonna feel your chest and back nicely expand, but you should not do that ever at the cost of engaging your neck. Everything should be nice and relaxed. Not a single muscle in your body is working here other than maybe your side abs a little bit when you exhale. So you're gonna sit here and take about 10 slow breaths just to warm up, so to speak, and start to open up the backside of the hips. Now, if you want, you can add a partner to this to further aid for the opening of the hips and the back. An option is to have a partner assist, which will make more space for the backside of the hips to open. So what Trevor is going to do is push on that exact spot where the towels are on the bottom side, but now he's just pushing on the top side. So right here, he's gonna apply pressure down, starting at about maybe a 3 out of 10. And this should push me further into that towel, but it should never activate my low back. It should be nice and relaxed. I'm gonna feel pressure in my bones for sure, but it should not at all feel too uncomfortable. And if he wants, he can ramp that up to maybe a 6 or a 7. I wouldn't go much more than that. But again, it should be nice and relaxed. You're breathing through it the exact same way. This will really open up space in the backside of your pelvis, and this is a great start. I'd hold this for 10 breaths. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of dynamic movement with the foam roller. So we're going to very gently inhale through our nose and push that top knee ahead of the bottom knee just a couple of inches. Now, once we reach the end range, we'll know it because if we go any further, our back will start to move. So it's a very subtle movement, but the top knee's got to get ahead of the bottom one. Then once we're there, we're going to very gently push up with the bottom side knee. And we should do that and feel our inner thigh adductor muscle engage as we exhale. Now, this is a super gentle movement. I'm talking literally a 1 or 2 out of 10, just to feel a little bit of that inner thigh engage. You're gonna hold this as you finish the exhale. And then as you inhale again, you're gonna roll back, getting the top knee behind that bottom knee, just a little bit again, not moving through the low back. And then you're going to exhale here and push down with the top knee into that roller, keeping the bottom knee relaxed. And you're gonna feel this side top inner thigh engage. And you're gonna hold this as you complete the exhale. Inhale, roll ahead here. and then push up as you exhale. The only thing you should feel working in your body here is your inner thigh muscle on whatever side is pushing up, if it's the bottom side, or down if it's the top side. You're going to do this for 10 total reps of a forward and backward roll being 1 rep. Now, if you're feeling any discomfort whatsoever in your hips, you're feeling anything besides your inner thigh muscles engaged, maybe like your hip is pinching or anything like that, just lower your legs a little bit and just do the exact same thing right here, and it's totally fine. Now for this next one, you need just a couple of books about this thick, maybe about 1.5 inches thick each. I wouldn't go any more than that, for a total of around 3 inches. If this is too much, you could just use 1 book, and that's totally fine. You're going to get in a position with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips, with your weight evenly distributed 50-50 between your hands and your knees. Now, you want to make sure that the side with the piriformis or sciatic issues is the side that's elevated here. Now, what you're going to do is, keeping your eyes nice and neutral, looking a few feet in front of you, you're going to simply just lift up this passive knee a little bit, getting it just higher than the knee that's on the books. And then you're going to exhale and lower down, very gently touching that knee to the ground. You're going to feel maybe a little stretch in the back of this side's hip and a little bit of inner thigh working, and that's good. And then you're going to raise up again, nice and controlled, making sure you're moving through your hips. Your upper back isn't moving with you. It's nice and controlled. So maybe like 3 to 4 seconds up, 3 to 4 seconds down, controlling that. At the end, you're feeling that inner thigh on this side, the side that's elevated. You might feel a little inner thigh on this side as you raise that knee above the other one, but it shouldn't be too much. You should feel it predominantly on the side that's elevated here. Now for this last one, what we're going to do is lay on our back with our knees and hips bent at a 90-degree angle. This foam roller is going to go as deep as it can within our groins. And then we're going to get our feet and part of our shins, not too much of it, just a little bit, on a chair or a bench, just like this. And the neck is being supported by the towel roll to the extent that when I am supported, my chin is passively pointing straight up at the ceiling. Now, depending on the person, you can go about this 1 or 2 different ways, whichever one feels better. Experiment with both. The first is just to make sure your feet are in line with your knees and your hips, and then drag down very gently. Your low back's going to flatten out against the floor, but your tailbone's going to come off. So you're going to be in a little posterior pelvic tilt. You're going to feel your hamstrings on both sides engage. Now you go through that same breathing. Full exhale until you find the side abs, pause, and then inhale, not losing a lot of that side ab tension. You'll feel your chest and back expand. No neck engaging though. The other way you can do it is to first give a little squeeze and then come down and lift off, maintaining just a very slight squeeze. I'm talking like 3 out of 10. And that will be helpful for people that struggle to find their hamstrings and maybe their glutes want to engage a lot. So you want to make sure that your glutes are not engaging here. It is just the back of your thighs right here working evenly, or as evenly is as realistically possible for you on both sides. And then you can breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. You're going to do this for 2 sets of 5 breath cycles. If you guys enjoyed this and you want a program that goes way more into detail about how you can address common issues like sciatica, piriformis syndrome, and also other related issues, potentially like low back pain, knee pain, whatever the case is, my beginner body restoration program serves as a true total body reset, and it can be individualized to fit your own even imbalances and asymmetries. So check that out down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would recommend doing this at least every day for a couple of weeks, and you should start to see the results and the benefits from this stick longer and longer the more consistent you are with it.